He was trapped with two giantesses, sure he'd be their next meal. Until things took a wild turn, Evan slashed his jammed harness with his multi-tool. The blade bit through synthetic straps, his pod lurched. Alarms blared. He dropped free, tumbling into thick alien brush 20 meters below. Thorns whipped his flight suit. He hit the ground, rolling. Pain flared in his shoulder, but he ignored it. Capture drones whirred overhead, their red scanners slicing the canopy. Evan scrambled under a felled tree trunk. Mud caked his boots. The drones dove, beams scorched leaves inches from his head. He sprinted deeper into the undergrowth. Vines snagged his legs. His breath came steady. Panic killed techs. Focus saved them. A shadow loomed ahead. Not drone. Bigger. Evan froze. A massive boot, black, armored, the size of a ground car, slammed down. It crushed brush flat. The impact shook the earth. He dove sideways. Too slow. A snapped cargo panel from his pod whipped through the air. It pinned him face down in the muck. Evan grunted. The metal edge dug into his ribs. He pushed up. Nothing budged. The boot descended again. It pinned the panel over his back. Pressure crushed the air from his lungs. Evan wheezed. The sole's treads loomed like tank tracks, etched with alien script. Heat radiated from it. The owner bent down. Her face filled his world. Towering, scaled skin gleamed emerald under dappled light. Golden eyes narrowed, slit pupils dilating. Fangs glinted in a lipless mouth. Rayla. She'd hissed her name earlier, during the crash pursuit. Hunter guard. To her, he was prey. Or pest. She prodded the panel with a claw-tipped finger, the size of his forearm. Evan held still. Thrashing meant death. Her breath washed over him, hot and metallic. She rumbled words in a clicking tongue. Threat? Assessment? Skrichvara. Krialathal. Her voice boomed like thunder. Evan didn't answer. No common language. He scanned for options. Multi-tool still clipped to his belt. Panel edge loose enough to pry. Risky under her boot. Raella lifted her foot slightly. Just enough. Evan seized it. He wedged the tool's pry bar under the panel. Muscles strained, metal groaned. He heaved. She stomped back down. The panel buckled. Pain exploded across his spine. Evan bit back, a yell. Stars danced in his vision, but he spotted it. A hairline crack in the panel. Weak point. Her claw hooked the edge. She flipped the panel aside like tinfoil. Evan rolled free. He sprang up. Multi-tool raised. Defensive stance. Calm. Assess. Ryla towered 30 feet high, muscled frame in tactical harness, rifle slung across her back. She snatched him mid-lunge. Fingers like steel cables wrapped his torso. Evan gasped. No air. She lifted him to eye level. Golden gaze bored in. Vexry? Thrax? He dangled. Kicked uselessly. Her grip tightened. Ribs creaked. Black spots bloomed. Play dead? No. Fight smart. A new voice cut through. Softer clicks, laced with curiosity. Rayla, hold. Specimen viable? Another giantess approached. Severy. Field medic scavenger. Her scales shimmered sapphire. Lighter build, pouches bulging with gear. She leaned close. Her face, less angular, wider eyes, studied him like a puzzle. Rayla growled. Dangerous. Fast. Clawed me pod. Sivry waved a scanner. Blue light swept Evan. Injured. But aware. Look. Eyes track us. Evan dangled. Conserved strength. Sivry's breath smelled of herbs, not blood. Opportunity. Rayla squeezed. Kill now. Safe. No. Sivry snatched a jar from her belt. Transparent alloy. Fist-size to her. Prison to him. Fresh sample. For study. She popped the lid. Rayla dropped him in. Evan tumbled. He hit the padded bottom hard. The lid sealed with a hiss. Air recyclers hummed. Oxygen good. For now, he stood. Jar walls curved smooth. No seams. He banged the side. Fist thudded glass. No cracks. Ryla peered in. Upside-down world spun as she tilted the jar. See? Traps itself. Sivry held it steady. Her eye magnified through the curve. Quiet. Observe. Evan paced the jar's floor, 2 inches wide. Claustrophobic, but he breathed even. Problem solve. Prove value. They fought. Animal. Show sapient. He knelt. Dragged his multi-tool's edge across the glass. Scratch deliberate lines. Dot. 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 Pause. Dash. 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 Pause. Dot. 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 SOS. Clear pattern. Repeat. Rayla snorted, scratching. Rabid. Sivri froze. Wait. Pattern repeats. Precise. Evan banged it out too. Fist Morse. Thump, thump, thump. Pause. Thump, 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 thump. Pause. Thump, thump, thump. Her eye widened. Rayla, it's signaling. Intelligent. Rayala grabbed the jar, shook it. Evan slammed walls. Held pattern. Bruises formed on his fists. Didn't matter. Signal. Impossible. Prey species. Rayla's voice cracked doubt. Sivri pried the jar back. Scanner beeped. Neural activity off charts. Tool use. Communication attempt. Evan stopped. Pointed at his mouth. Then theirs. Gestured understanding. Help. The giantesses exchanged glances. Rayla's claws flexed. Sivri nodded slow. Comms patch? Sivri asked. Rayla unslung her rifle. Extended a probe. Thin wire snaked toward the jar. Evan backed up. No choice. Trust or suffocate. The probe pierced the lid seal. Nanites hummed. Injected? His ear tingled. Words formed in his mind. Rough translation. Universal translator hack. Confirm sapience? Sivri's voice echoed in his skull. Evan nodded. Thumbs up. Yes. Evan Cade. Human. Ship tech. Stranded. Rayla recoiled. It speaks. Sivri grinned. Fangs flashed friendly. We crashed too. Enemy drones everywhere. Your pod debris jammed our drive core. Evan processed. Goal. Survival. Theirs too. Damage. Rayla growled. Fusion seals ruptured. Scavenger bots fried. Sivri leaned close. Her warmth seeped through glass. You fixed yours mid-crash? Harness cut clean. Evan tapped the panel scar outside. Standard procedure. Let me see core. Rayla scoffed. Tiny thing? Fixed giantess ship? Sivri's eyes sparkled. He signaled SOS. Nose tech. Gamble. Pressure shifted. Jar tilted. They debated. Evan sat, conserved energy, watched body language. Rayla tense, protective stance. Sivri curious, fingers tracing jar absently. Finally, Rayla grunted. Out, but chained. Sivri unsealed. Cool air rushed in. Evan climbed out, dropped to her palm. Vast plain of sapphire scales, warm, alive. She set him on a harness pouch, strapped a micro-leash to his belt. Safe now, partner. Rayla loomed. Prove. Or boot. Evan nodded. Led way. They moved. Brush parted like grass. Drones buzzed distant. Sivri's hand cupped near him. Shielding. Rayla scouted ahead, rifle ready. At the crash site, a colossal freighter wedged in a ravine. Evan saw the problem. Drive core vented plasma, size of a skyscraper. Wires thicker than trees, sparked. Sivri lowered him to the access grate. Bots failed. Too small for us. Evan unclipped tools. He crawled in, heat blasted, scanned damage. Seals warped. Bypass possible, shunt power here. He called. Voice amplified by translator. Reroute coolant. Rayla peered in. How? Watch. Evan sliced conduits. Sparks flew. He welded patches. Hand steady. Sweat poured. One slip. Meltdown. Sivri monitored vitals. Pulse even. Incredible. Minutes later, core hummed. Plasma stabilized. Evan emerged soot black. Rayla stared. Fixed. Sivri scooped him up.
Gentle.
Thank you, Evan. Her touch lingered, protective. Rayla nodded respect. Not prey. Ally. Drones swarmed the horizon. Rayla slammed her rifle stock into the dirt. Drones closing. 5 minutes. Pack up. Sivri yanked panels from the freighter's underbelly. Her claws clicked fast. Assembling a clear dome from scavenged plasteel, vents hummed to life. She fused straps to her backpack frame. The portable terrarium took shape. 2 feet across. Airtight seals. Water reservoir the size of a canteen. Evan wiped soot from his face. He eyed the cage. For the trek? Sivri nodded. Sapphire scales gleaming under dual suns. Bumps. Predators. You small. She scooped him up. Her palm cupped him like a fragile bulb. Warm breath washed over him as she lowered him inside. Evan landed on soft gel padding. Door hissed shut. He tested the bars. Flexible polymer, tough but not unbreakable. Air recyclers purred. A water nipple dripped. Feed tray slid out, loaded with pink pellets. Rayla loomed over the pack. He stays. No escapes. Sivri strapped the terrarium secure. It dangled like a lantern against her hip. Vitals stable. Food ready. Evan tapped the comm panel. Translator buzzed. Water first. How much? Sivri checked her wrist scanner. Full reservoir. Lasts days. Evan squinted at the gauge. No. Trek to base. 3 days minimum. Rough terrain. Evaporation at 30% in this heat. Ration it. Sips every 4 hours. Half now. Save rest. Sivri tilted her head. Her golden eyes widened. You calculate? Ship tech. Life support math. He ignored the pellets. Pushed the tray back. Those sugar bombs clog my gut. Water only till real food. Ryla snorted. Picky pest. She drew a monoblade from her belt. Tip gleamed poison sharp. She jabbed it through the vent slit, inches from Evan's chest. Flinch check. Predator's twitch. Evan held still. Blade hovered. One prick, toxin death. He breathed even, stared up at her crimson-slitted pupils. Heart steady. Rayla pulled back. Blade retracted. Nothing. No fear scent. Sivri's tail flicked. Human calm. Like stone. Rayla slung her pack. Move. Drones 2 minutes out. They crashed through underbrush. Trees snapped like twigs. Sivri's strides jolted the terrarium. Evan braced against swings. Horizon blurred. Jungle greens. Ravine scars. Drones whined behind. Laser fire scorching earth. Sivri vaulted a log. Base ridge half day. Hold tight, Evan. Evan gripped a bar. Cage secure, but he spotted weaknesses. Polymer hinges. A loose weld seam. Simple fix to escape, if needed. Trust building, but backup smart. Hours blurred. Sivri paused at a stream. Refilled his water per his math. Rayla scouted perimeters, rifle sweeps clean. Night fell fast. They camped in a hollow. Biolume vines glowed faint. Sivri unstrapped the terrarium. Set it on moss. Evan stretched. Good call on the cage. Bounced less than expected. Raella crouched close. Prove more. Show us your escape from earlier scan. Bots detected tampering. Evan nodded. No denial. He pointed to the hinge. Not here.
He mimed with fingers.
Lever from padding strip. Pry pop. Out in 10 seconds. Sivri leaned in. Her face filled his world. Scales like armored silk. Breath sweet with alien herbs. Demonstrate. Evan pried a gel strip. Tied a quick bowline around the hinge pin. Fashioned a loop lever. Pulled taut. Hinge flexed. Pin slid half out. Rayla's claw tensed on her knife. Stop! Evan froze. Lever dropped. See?
Easy. But I won't.
Terms. Full partner. No cage, unless attack. Tools access. Vitals shared. Geo Sivri's eyes sparkled. Bold. Gamble trust again. Rayla stood. Why not run? Prey flees. Evan met her gaze. Run where? Your world. Your rules. I fix problems. You protect. Team wins. Silence stretched. Sivri's claw brushed the cage door. Unsealed it. Partner terms. Evan climbed free. Dropped to her palm. She didn't set him down. Held him level with her chest. Feel this. She pressed his hand to a scale over her heart. Beat throned. Slow. Powerful. You steady mine. I steady yours. Warmth spread. Her skin hummed under his palm. Evan nodded. Deal. Rayla grunted approval. Dawn trek. Sleep. Sivri fashioned a hammock from fiber weave, strung it between her pack straps. Evan settled in, her hand curled nearby. A living shield. Dawn broke. They pushed hard. Jungle thickened. Vines lashed. Raella slashed paths. Sivri scanned for edibles, offered him protein strips. Better than pellets. Evan chewed. Much. He pointed ahead. Ridge ambush spot. Funneled air. Raella halted, scanned. How see? Ship crashes teach patterns. Titan formation. Drones buzzed faint. Trailing, not closing. Sivri's pack swayed gentle now. Evan rode secure. No cage. Midday, Rayla signaled halt. Predator spore. Big one. Sivri lowered Evan to a branch. Stay. A roar shook leaves. Behemoth crashed through, tusked horror, 10 feet tall. Rayla fired bursts. Sivri flanked, claws out. Evan scanned. Weak flank. Left tendon. Rayla pivoted, shot severed it. Beast toppled. Sivri finished with a stomp. They regrouped. Sivri scooped Evan. Your eyes. Saved shots. Rayla nodded. Competence. Sivri's touch lingered longer. Thumb stroked his back. Absent, then deliberate. Warm, maul strength. Evan felt heat rise. Her curiosity burned brighter. Team. Afternoon brought ruins. Ancient spires, drone debris. Sivri scavenged circuits. For base repairs. Evan directed. That node's intact. Bridget here. She followed. Sparks flew. Node powered. Lights flickered on. Holomap revealed shortcuts. Rayla watched. Human mind. Sharp. Dusk neared. Ridge loomed. Base signals pinged. Sivri paused. Held Evan close to her face. Fascination.
You change everything. Her breath feathered his skin.
Golden eyes locked. Evan touched her jaw scale. Smooth. Alive. Mutual. Rayla cleared brush ahead. Base gate. Almost. A shadow dropped. Drone swarm. Ambush. Lasers scorched. Rayla roared. Down! Sivri shielded Evan. Claws raked hulls. But numbers swarmed. Evan twisted free. Leash slack. Core weak. EMP burst. Sivri tossed him to a panel. Do it! He sliced wires. Hands flew. Pulse surged. Drones dropped. Circuits fried. Silence fell. Wreckage smoked. Rayla stared. Again. Saves us. Sivri pulled him close. Pressed to her neck scales. Mine now. Protected. Her pulse raced under him. Evan gripped tight. Trust sealed. But base alarms wailed. New threat inbound. Rayla spun. Not drones. Worse. Screams shattered the dusk. Not Evan's. Sivri's. Claws tore into her leg wrap. Fogstalkers burst from the mist. Six-legged horrors, each the size of a wolf. Shrouded in vapor that burned like acid. Their pack slammed into her thigh. Fabric ripped. Blood welled, black and slick. Evan twisted in her grip. Drop me! Fight! Sivri hurled him into the cage strapped to her harness. A scavenged drone pod, reinforced with straps. He hit the mesh floor, bones jarring. She roared, kicking one stalker free. Its body crunched against rock. Rayla charged. Her spear impaled a stalker mid-leap. Pack, flank left. Evan scanned the pod. Spare wire from drone guts coiled in the corner. A metal clip glinted beside it. No time for doubt. He snatched both. Fingers flew, threading wire through mesh loops. Tied a taut line across the pod's mouth. Ankle height for the beasts if they climbed. Sivri staggered. Two stalkers latched on. Jaws grinding scales. Her free claw slashed. One yelped, vapor trail sizzling her arm. Evan! Stay! Rayla! He cupped hands to mouth. Lure them. Here, gestured Wild. Point at stalkers. Slash throat. Tap pod wire. Rayla locked eyes. Hesitated one beat. Then nodded. She bellowed. Spear high. Come! Filth! Backpedaled toward the pod, dragging a stalker's corpse as bait. The pack turned. Mist swirled. Four lunged at her heels. Rayla dodged, spear thrusting. She funneled them straight at the cage. Evan crouched low. Heart hammered. Wire sang taut. Lead stalker hit first. Paw snagged. Tripped hard. Clattered into mesh. Chain reaction. Two more piled on, snarling tangle. Now! Evan yelled. Rayla stomped the knot. Bones cracked. Sivri ripped free. Flash! Evan grabbed disinfectant vial from his tool pouch. Ripped pod fabric scrap. Soaked it. Bumped his igniter. Stolen plasma spark. Flame whooshed. White-hot burst blinded the mist. Stalkers shrieked. Vapor ignited in pops. They bolted, trampling tails. Silence dropped. Only heavy breaths. Sivri slumped against rock. Leg wrap hung in shreds. Wound oozed. She scooped Evan from the pod. Golden eyes wide. You. Rigged that? Evan nodded, wiping soot.
Basic trap.
Triplin sets him up. Flash spooks him out. Rayla knelt close. Spear planted. Hand signals. Precise. Pack broken. She tore fresh wrap from her own kit, bound Sivri's leg. Tight, efficient. Sivri winced, but her claw cradled Evan gentle. Thumb brushed his arm. Pain burns. But you turned tide. Breath warmed his face. Curiosity flickered hotter. Evan checked her wound up close. Hold still. Disinfectant left. Poured a drop on the gash. Hiss. Cleaned edges with fabric. Seal it quick.
Infection kills fast here.
Ryla watched. Human touch. Delicate, strong. Sivri's pulse thrummed under him. Trust you. With this. She flexed leg. Tested. Stood. Base ahead. They pushed on. Ridge path narrowed. Base signals pulse stronger. Salvation lights through fog. But alarms wailed louder. Red strobes flashed distant towers. Evan rode in the pod now. Secured. Sivri's limp slowed them.
That pack wasn't random. Scouts.
Rayla scouted ahead. Fogstalkers hunt wounded. More come. Night deepened. Stars pierced mist. Sivri's breath labored. Evan felt her heat through mesh. Steady. Resilient. Rest, he called. No. Sivri pressed on. Claw grazed his pod. Protective. You sleep. We guard. Evan rigged pod vents wider. Airflow better, but sleep evaded. Sivri's golden eyes glanced back often. Fascination burned. Dawn cracked. Base loomed. Cratered fortress. Allied outpost. Gates sealed. Alarms screamed. Breach imminent. Rayla halted. Stalkers massed. Hundreds. Fog hides them. Sivri set Evan down. Unlatched pod. Held him level to her chest. Evan, ideas? He paced her palm. Scanned ruins nearby. Drone debris everywhere. Perimeter weak. Use it. Chain traps. Rayla growled. Pack too many. We hold gate. You inside. No. Evan pointed. Elevate me. Spotter. You two bait and strike. Sivri's eyes narrowed, then softened.
Gamble. On you.
She tucked him into harness sling, chest height. Close. Her scales warmed his back. Rayla signaled. Spears ready. They advanced. Fog boiled. Stalkers poured. Dozens. Vapor cloaks hissing. Claws scraped stone. Evan shouted angles.
3 o'clock. Low flank.
Ryla pivoted. Spear swept. 2 down. Sivri's claws crushed a leap. Your eyes, Evan tracked. Center mass. Weak vapor nodes. She targeted. Burst pouches. Stalkers ignited from within. Flames spread panic, but numbers swelled. One latched Sivri's arm. Tore scales. She bellowed. Evan yanked wire from sling. Improvised garrote. Leaned out. Looped Stalker's neck. Twisted. Beast dropped limp. Sivri stared. Pulled him closer. Small hands. Deadly. Rayla laughed. Rare bark. Human fury. Matches ours. Gate creaked open. Allied guards fired plasma volleys. Stalkers broke. They tumbled inside. Medbay sealed behind. Sivri laid Evan on exam slab, but stayed close. Claw hovered. Wound clean? Her voice soft. Evan nodded. Yours first. Pointed her arm. Wrap it. She obeyed. Let him guide. Fingers precise on sealant. Ryla leaned in door. Command hails. Human saved ridge. Grinned. Story spread. Sivri's thumb stroked Evan's hair. Deliberate. Not saved. Joined. Golden eyes held his. Heat built. Stay near. Evan met gaze. Touched her claw tip. Planned to. Days blurred in bass rhythm. Evan tinkered repairs. Sivri shadowed. Her curiosity deepened. Questions on human tech. Touches lingering. One cycle. Medbay empty. Sivri cornered him gentle against console. Evan, you change us. Breath feathered. Scales flushed deeper gold. He looked up. Heart raced. You too. Stronger together. Her claw cupped his back. Drew close. Lips. Soft ridges brushed his forehead. Then lower. Tentative. Electric. Evan gripped her jaw. Pulled. Kiss met. Worlds bridged. Heat surged. Rayla burst in later. Froze. Eyed them. Bond forms. Nodded approval. Good. Pack's fear united. Evan pulled back. Flushed. Sivri's purr rumbled. but alarms blared anew. Not stalkers. Scans lit. Orbital drop. Enemy shuttle inbound. Rayla armed. Worse returns. Severy scooped Evan. We fight. As three. Evan grinned. Rigged stun grenade from straps. Let's. Shuttle screamed down. Troops deployed. Rival clan. Armored behemoths. Base shook. Blasts rocked walls. Evan directed from perch. Weak vents. Smoke 'em. Sivri vented fog gas. Blinded foes. Ryla charged. Spear danced. Evan lobbed grenade. Crackled. EMP. Armor fried. Enemies routed. Wreckage smoked. Command hailed victory, but scans pinged deeper. Queenstalker. Massive. Burrowing under base. Sivri tensed.
Mother. Unkillable.
Evan eyed holomap. Not anymore. Lure her. Rig collapse. Rayla smirked. Human plans. Again. They baited. Sivri, wounded fresh, drew the beast. Evan wired charges. Remote spark. Queen erupted. Towering maw. Rayla struck eyes. Sivri penned limbs. Evan hit switch. Tunnel caved. Queen buried. Cheers echoed. Sivri crushed Evan to chest. Impossible. You did. Her kiss. Deeper now. Claiming. Rayla clasped shoulders. Pack ours. Forever. Evan breathed her scent. Alive. Trusted. Loved. But horizon glowed. Fleet signals. Bigger war called. Sivri whispered. With you. Ready. Sivri's claws clicked against the cage bars. The lock snapped open. Her enormous face loomed through the gap. Violet eyes wide with curiosity. She extended a palm the size of Evan's torso. A glistening bead rested there, pulsing faintly blue. Small one, she rumbled, voice like grinding stones. Help fix. Take bead. Speak true. Evan crouched in the dim corner of his prison. A scrap metal box half buried in the alien outpost's floor. Towering over him at 15 feet, Sivri smelled of sharp herbs and ozone. Her scaled skin shimmered under the storm-lashed lights. He stayed still. No sudden moves. These giants saw him as prey until proven otherwise. He eyed the bead, translator tech. Ship catalogs called them neural links. Swallow it, sync languages. But nothing free out here. Evan rose slow, met her gaze. 3 terms first. Sivri tilted her head. Her crest flared slightly. Confusion? Amusement? Ryla stormed into the chamber. The hunter guard's boots shook the ground. Spears crossed her back. Her yellow eyes narrowed to slits. Cage stays shut. Vermin bites. Evan ignored the quake, focused on Sivri. Term 1. No eating me. Ever. Sivri's tail flicked. She glanced at Rayla, who growled low.
Term 2. No cage at night. I sleep free.
Rayla slammed a fist on the bars. Metal bent. Escape! Hunt you. Evan didn't flinch, heart steady. Ship tech training. Diagnose, negotiate, survive. Term 3. Shared water. I drink clean, same as you. Silence stretched. Wind howled outside. Purple lightning cracked the sky. The storm line crept closer. Scans from his wrecked shuttle warned of acid rains that melted hulls. Sivri purred, a vibration Evan felt in his bones. Bold meat. Why trust? Evan pointed to the outpost's flickering console. Sparks flew from cracked panels. Bad Jenny's fried. Power drops. You die in storm. I fix it. Fast. Rayla snorted. Lies. Small claws. Scratch nothing. Evan shrugged. Test me, or watch lights die. Sivri's claws hovered near the bead. She leaned closer. Her breath washed warm over him, carrying that herb scent. Fix first. Then terms. No. Evan crossed arms. Terms now, or I sit. Rayla grabbed the cage top, lifted it one-handed. Stars, her strength. She dumped it aside like trash. Evan stood exposed, tiny between giants. But he straightened. Walked past her legs toward the exit ramp. Where go? Sivri called. Storm. Better than cage. Rayla laughed, a bark like thunder. Blocked the door. Her shadow swallowed him. Die quick, pest. She shifted, hurting him back. He ducked under her tail, whipped fast. But he rolled clear. Ship drills. Evade. Don't engage. Sivri hissed. Rayla. He walks death winds. Let him. Rayla smirked. Prove useless. Evan reached the ramp. Acid rain sizzled on the metal. Horizon boiled black. His shuttle wreck smoked a mile out. Crash site stripped by scavengers. No ride home, but backing down? Worse death. He stepped into the downpour. Rain bit skin like needles. Visibility 0. A massive hand scooped him up. Sivri. Gentle grip, but iron firm. She pulled him chest high. Stop, fixer, terms yours. Rayla roared. Fool. He runs. Sivri faced her clan sister. Towered equal. Swear on mark. No eat. No cage night. Water share. Rayla's crest flattened. Eyes flicked to Evan's calm face. Dripping wet, but unflinching. She touched the clan tattoo on her throat, swirling scars glowing faint. Swear. On blood. Sivri set Evan down, offered the bead again. Eat. Speak. Evan took it, slid under tongue. Warmth spread. Neural fire. Vocab flooded. Vexary tongue. Hunt terms. Med scans. Sivri's name clicked. Field medic. Scavenger. Rayla. Hunter alight. Deal. Evan said, voice clear now. No barrier. Sivri's eyes widened. Words perfect. How? Tech.
He wiped rain. Marched to console.
Show damage. Rayla hovered. Suspicious. Sivri knelt, scales scraping floor. Evan climbed her offered arm like a ladder, perched on shoulder. Height advantage. Scanned panels. Vexari Jenny. Plasma coils. Alien but logical. Overload from storm surge. Coil shunt bad. Evan pointed. Bypass here. Reroute power. Sivri passed tools. Claws too big. Evan worked fast. Stripped wires. Humans built for fine repair. Giants crushed boards. Solder sparked. Lines hummed alive. Lights flared full. Alarms silenced. Rayla grunted approval. Works. Evan slid down. Water now. Sivri fetched a skin gallon size to her. Bucket to him. Cool. Filtered. He drank deep. Sweet minerals. First real sip in days. Rayla watched. Why walk storm? Die easy. Evan capped the skin. Cage breaks trust. Trust fixes things. Sivri purred again. Closer now. Studied his face. Fingers brushed hair. Gentle. Curious small. Competence rare. Night fell. No cage. Evan claimed a corner alcove. Woven mats appeared. Sivri's work. He slept. Dreams of stars. Woke to breakfast. Dried meat strips. Safe. Days blurred. Storm raged. Evan fixed vents. Patched hulls. Rayla hunted. Brought kills. Towering beasts. Tusked horrors. Sivri mended wounds. Dissected samples. One dusk stalkers hit. Insectoid swarms. Acid spitters. Rayla speared 3. Sivri lashed tails. Evan rigged floodlights. Blinded pack. Stalkers fled. Rayla clasped his shoulder later. Nearly crushed ribs. Pack skill. Sivri pulled him aside. Examined hands. Calloused. Precise. Touch heel? Her claw traced his arm. Warmth built. Evan met eyes. Teamwork. Heat surged. Her lips, soft scales, brushed his. Tentative. Worlds bridged. Rayla burst in later. Froze. Eyed them. Bond forms. Nodded approval. Good. Pack sphere united. Evan pulled back. Flushed. Sivri's purr rumbled, but alarms blared anew. Not stalkers. Scans lit. Orbital drop. Enemy shuttle inbound. Rayla armed spears. Worse returns. Rival clan. Sivri scooped Evan. We fight. As 3. Evan grinned. Grabbed scraps. Wired stun grenade. Let's. Shuttle screamed down. Troops deployed. Rival clan armored behemoths twice Rayla's bulk. Base shook. Blasts rocked walls. Evan directed from Sivri's perch. Weak vents. Smoke 'em. Sivri vented fog gas. Blinded foes. Rayla charged. Spear danced through joints. Evan lobbed grenade. Crackled EMP. Armor fried. Enemies routed. Wreckage smoked. Command hailed victory over comms, but scans pinged deeper. Queen Stalker. Massive. Burrowing under base. Sivri tensed. Mother. Unkillable. Claws rend stone. Evan eyed hollow map. Tracked tunnels. Not anymore. Lure her. Rig collapse. Rayla smirked. Human plans. Again. They baited. Sivri wounded fresh slash across flank. Drew the beast. Bellows shook earth. Evan wired charges from scavenged cells. Remote spark ready. Queen erupted. Towering maw. Fangs like spears. Rayla struck eyes. Blinded one. Sivri pinned limbs. Blood slick. Evan hit switch. Tunnel caved precise. Queen buried alive. Cheers echoed from command. Sivri crushed Evan to chest. Impossible. You did. Her kiss deeper now. Claiming. Tongue explored. Sweet spice. Rayla clasped shoulders all around. Pack ours. Forever. Evan breathed her scent. Alive. Trusted. Loved. Scars faded to bonds. But horizon glowed. Fleet signals flashed. Massive war fleet inbound. Bigger war called. Sivri whispered against his neck. With you. Ready. Wind howled across the shattered base. Evan scrambled up a twisted girder. Fistful of bone-dry dust clutched tight. He hurled it into the gale. Particles streaked in twisting channels, revealing invisible currents that clawed like talons. Raela! Hollow there, 50 meters left, behind that ridge. Evan pointed, voice cutting the roar. His perch swayed under his boots. Raela loomed below, her scaled frame dwarfing the wreckage. She squinted through dust veils, claws flexing. Prey shouts directions. Winds shred hulls. We hunker deep. Sivri crouched nearby, her lithe form patching a flank gash from the Queen fight. Blood still oozed. Listen, Hunter. Tiny One's maps saved us thrice. She nodded at Evan. Tracks, winds like blood trails. Evan slid down, boots crunching debris. No time for debate. Scans from his wrist unit blinked red. Storm velocity hit metal peeling speeds. Hollow's lee side blocks channels. Move. Rayla grunted, grabbed him by the collar, gentle for her iron grip to him, and vaulted toward the spot. They dropped into the hollow, a crater shielded by upthrust rock slabs, ribs of ancient struts protruding like cage bars. Evan landed light, scanned fast. Ribs first. Brace 'em with struts, wedge tight. He yanked tarp scraps from his pack, scavenged shuttle hides. Weave these strips across. Storm wall. Now! Rayla's eyes narrowed, treating him like a yapping pup. But she snatched struts anyway, slamming them into cracks with hammer force. Metal groaned into place. Human weaves nests. Laughable. Peels metal otherwise. Evan knotted tarp edges, fingers flying. He looped strips through rib gaps, tensioning like cargo netting. Pull taut! Here! She yanked. Tarp snapped rigid, a bulging sail against probing gusts. Sivri joined, her claws precise despite the wound. She threaded faster than Evan, but followed his angles. Gusts battered test walls. A loose flap ripped free, whipped away like paper. Evan cursed. Angle lower. 15 degrees. Trap air pocket. Rayla adjusted without question now. Wall held. Wind screamed past, deflected. Sivri hissed pain, clutching her side. Fresh blood welled through hasty wrap. Claw festers. Need clean cut. Evan eyed her kit. Bone tools. Herbal pouches. No heat source. Sterilize first. Fire. She blinked. Stone's cold. Fuel gone. He grinned, grabbed a stretch shard, sparked it against his multi-tool flint. Ship tech staple. Ember caught tarp fray. Flame licked up. Heat blades here. Sivri's crest flared fascination. She thrust claws into blue heart. Metal glowed orange. Evan held steady, shielding wind. She sliced gash clean. Pus sizzled out. Packed herbs. Stitched with fiber thread. Wound sealed neat. Rayla watched, arms crossed. Medic yields to prey heat. Madness. He sees paths we miss. Sivri flexed arm. Pain eased. Stronger now. Evan nodded. Walls set. Inside, they crammed into Hollow's core. Towering women, folded knees, spines curved protective. Evan wedged between. Rayla's thigh a warm boulder. Sivri's flank soft-scaled press. Space forced closeness. Her breath spiced his hair. Storm hit full. Winds shrieked metal peel fury. Debris pinged walls like bullets. Hollow shuddered. A strut groaned bend. Rayla tensed, claws digging earth. Breaks soon. We fight. No. Evan gripped her wrist. Calm voice cut panic. Breathe. Human drill. In 4. Hold 4. Out 8. Slows heart. Clears head. Sivri tilted head. Drill. Demonstrate. He inhaled deep. 1, 2, 3, 4. Held. Exhaled slow. 1, 2, 8. Chest rose steady. Your turn. Together. Raella scoffed but matched. Lungs expanded vast. Hold. Out. Muscles uncoiled slight. Sivri synced fast. Burns calm. Like hunt trance. Wall flexed. A tarp strip shredded. Wind clawed through pinhole. Evan patched instant. Fingers numb cold. Again. Breathe. They cycled breaths. Storm peaked. Rock dust choked air. A girder outside wrenched free. Screamed skyward, peeling like foil. Rayla's claw twitched toward it. Evan pressed hand flat. Hold. Wall stands. It did. Winds clawed futile. Breaths sinked deeper. Sivri's tail curled Evan's leg. Possessive loop. Rayla's arm draped shoulders, shielding tiny form. No words, just rhythm. Storm ebbed hours later. Walls scarred but whole. Hollow, intact. Evan exhaled last cycle. Clear. Raula rose first, peeled tarp back. Wreckage beyond lay flayed. Shuttles stripped to bones. Nest held. Your winds. Your breaths. Sivri pulled him close. Lips brushed temple. Spice warmer. Foreman prey. Saved hides. He chuckled. Heart-pounding secret. Teamwork. Horizon cleared. But scan screamed anew. Fleet signatures bloomed massive. Warships blotted stars. Rival armada. Dwarfing clans. Drop pods rained. Rayla snarled. Invasion swells. Queen was scout. Sivri's grip tightened. They glass bases. We arm? Evan checked holomap. Tunnels below. Queen corpse blocked some. Rigged traps. Channel 'em. My lead. Raella hefted spear. Eyed him level. Lead. Packmate. Sivri kissed quick. Claiming fire. Yours. Pods thundered down. Bigger fight brewed. Evan grinned. Breathe steady. Let's. Raella charged out first. Spear low. Sivri flanked. Medkit slung battle ready. Evan perched high on her shoulder. Wrist unit plotting bents. Weak points. Pods cratered dirt half a click off. Armored troops spilled. Hulking brutes. Thrice Raella's mass. Plasma lances glowing. Evan yelled over descent roar. Rayla veered. Scales blending dune camo. Sivri lobbed smoke vial. Fog billowed thick. Troops stumbled blind. Evan targeted. Vents under pod 3. Collapse. Sivri stomped trigger wire he'd laid pre-storm. Ground buckled. Pod tipped, crushing legs beneath. Rayla leaped. Spear pierced joint gaps. Plasma fizzled dead. Brute roared. Swung maul. She dodged fluid, counter-thrust heart. Evan wired scavenged cells into pulse bomb. Catch! She snatched mid-leap, hurled back. Bloom of EMP fried shields. Troops sparked, dropped. More pods. Evan scanned. Burrowers incoming. Tunnel east. Sivri's eyes widened. Like Queen. Block with charges. He pointed caches. Your strength. They moved seamless. Rayla hauled boulders. Sealing paths. Sivri dosed wounds mid-fight. Hers. His tiny cuts from debris. Evan sparked blasts precise. No waste. Lead brute locked on Evan. From perch, he saw cannon charge. Raella! Eye stalk! She vaulted. Severed nerve bundle. Brute spasmed. Down. Fleet loomed overhead. Bombard doors yawned. Sivri crushed Evan gentle to chest. Post-kill. Impossible. Again. Lips met his. Deep spice flooding. Raella joined clasp. Foreheads touch. Ours. Fight on. Comms crackled. Clan allies inbound but outmatched. Evan traced map. Core weak point. One strike. Rayla smirked. Plan, little foreman. Pods swarmed. They plunged in. Evan rode Sivri's sprint. Breath synced old drill. Winds from engines whipped. But his wall held in mind. Competence bridged gaps. Trust sealed bonds. War raged. They endured. Eber base trembled. Burrower Queen signals pinged. Bigger litter. Evan rigged collapse anew. Bait and bury. Ryla drew claws. With you, Sivri whispered neck nuzzle. Forever ready, fleet fire rained. They countered. Human spark ignited giant fury. Victory brewed in collaboration. Scavenger claws scraped the basalt rim above Evan's head. He ducked behind a crate stack in their makeshift camp, pulse rifle humming low. Rayla's shadow blocked the sun as 3 hulking figures dropped into the clearing. Ragged harnesses, scanner arrays pulsing blue. Salvage claim! The lead scavenger bellowed, her voice gravel through a box grill. Antennae twitched toward Evan. That small thing, property of the Drift clans. Hand it over. Raela planted herself between them and the crates. Claws extended. Her tail lashed once. No claim here. This ground is warded by Fang Trial. Test me if you doubt. Evan's heart kicked. He scanned the patrol. 2 bruisers with shock lances, leader with a scanner locked on him like a predator's stare. Their gear screamed opportunists, post-battle pickers, smelling victory scraps. He spotted a giant shard from the burrower fight nearby, its edge still humming with magnetic residue from his EMP rig. The leader laughed, a wet rasp. Fang Trial. For a pest. Scanners confirm. Unregistered bioform. High value. Rayla didn't budge. Trial rules bind all Driftborn. Single combat. Winner takes ground. And salvage. Her eyes flicked to Evan. A microsecond warning. Trust her stance, it said. Competence first. Evan gripped the shard. The scanner's hum grew insistent, painting him in targeting red. Seconds to act. He darted low, using crate shadows, and flung the magnetized shard dead center into the device's vents. Sparks erupted. The scanner whined. Fields inverting, lances shorted, bruisers staggered as their harnesses locked. Interference! He's tampered. Rayla lunged. Her claw hooked the leader's shoulder pauldron, yanking her off balance. Trial begins. The bruiser shook off the glitch, charging. Evan rolled clear, grabbing a fallen lance. Too heavy to swing, but its power cell sparked live. He jammed it into the dirt, bridging a live wire to wet stone. Arcs jumped, grounding one brute's leg. She howled, knee buckling. Sivri exploded from the med tent, satchel swinging. Evan! Crack sighed. She scooped him mid-stride, tucking him to her chest harness. One arm hauled Rayla by the belt as the hunter guard parried a lance thrust. Go! Ryla roared, slamming her foe into crates. Wood splintered. Sivri sprinted, giant's footfalls shaking Evan in her grip. The basalt crack loomed. A narrow fissure from their burrower collapse, barely wide enough for their shoulders. Patrol shouts chased. Seal it! He's worth a fleet bounty. Sivri wedged in first, Rayla twisting behind. Stone groaned as their armored bulk scraped walls. Evan peered back from Sivri's hold. Leader fired a net gun, thread snagging Rayla's boot. Rayla kicked free, claws raking the pursuer's faceplate. Deeper in, darkness swallowed them. Sivri panted, setting Evan down on a ledge. Tight fit. They won't follow. Her fingers brushed his arm, gentle, checking for breaks. Spice scent lingered from her earlier nuzzle. Ryla braced the entrance, shoving a boulder. It wedged, muffling the patrol's curses. Trial interrupted. They'll call Ken. She turned, eyes locking on Evan. No fear now. Just steel resolve. You bought us time, little foreman. Magnet trick. Clean. Evan nodded, wiping shard grit from hands. Scanner was EMP vulnerable. Your trial stalled them perfect. He traced the crack's veins, basalt columns, unstable if stressed. We reinforce here. They dig. We drop the roof. Sivri unpacked her kit, dosing Ryla's fresh claw gash with regen gel. Patrol's Drift clan, ruthless scabs. Evan's signal drew them. Our camp's smoke from burrower fires. Her gaze lingered on him, fascination sparking. They see you as loot. We see more. Rayla grunted approval, flexing her mended hand. Feared you once, dangerous animal. She crouched to his level, forehead nearly brushing his. Now, pack blade. Sharpest edge. Her claw tapped his chest. Light, possessive. Evan felt the warmth of it. Competence bridged their worlds. Now bonds pulled tighter. But patrols meant more eyes. He climbed a low outcrop, scanning fissures for weak points. Charges from the tent. Place 'em high. Your reach, my timing. They worked, seamless. Sivri hauled gel packs up walls Evan couldn't climb. Rayla wedged boulders for fallback barricades. Evan wired fuses, explaining sync pulses and gestures. Language barrier thinned by shared fights. Distant scrapes echoed. Patrol dug. Done. Evan slapped the last charge home. Remote dead. We lure. Collapse. Rayla smirked. Bait. You two hit flanks. I draw center. He met her eyes. No bravado. Just fact. Sivri's hand cupped him, lifting close. Lips grazed his temple. Spice and salt. Careful, Spark. We claim you first. Heat flushed him. Survival twisted into something deeper. He nodded, pulse quickening. Claw scrapes grew louder. Leader's voice filtered. In there. Flush the pest. Evan stepped into torch glow, rifle raised. Come get your salvage. They poured in. 5 now, Kin called. Lances glowed. Rayla and Sivri melted from shadows. Claws met armor and crashes. Evan fired precise, disabling joints, not killing. One lunged. He dodged, triggering a charge. Ceiling groaned. Dust rained. Patrol faltered. Leader snarled. Worth dying for? Small things trick. Rayla vaulted, pinning her. Worth fighting for. Trial claw to throat. Yield or end. The leader spat static. Clan yields. Ground yours. They retreated, dragging wounded. Silence fell. Sivri checked Evan first. Fingers probing bruises, unscathed. Her nuzzle lingered, breath warm. Rayla sealed the crack final. Drift knows now. More will come. She pulled Evan between them, arms forming a living cage. But we hold. Together. Evan leaned in, hands on their scales. Trust earned, in sparks and claws. Romance forged in cracks too narrow for foes, but comms crackled. Ralayla's clan beaconed.
Allies inbound. And rivals.
Her tail curled protective around Sivri's leg and his perch. Deeper threats stirred. Evan traced maps in dust. One weak point. Left. Their spark could crack it. Scouts pinged outside, not scavengers. Worse, pings drilled the stone outside, sharp and mechanical. Evan crouched low, rifle trained on the crack Rayla had sealed. Her tail coiled tight around his leg, scales rasping his boot. Sivri's breath huffed warm against his shoulder. Scouts, Rayla growled. Rival clan. They tracked our beacon. Evan yanked the stolen patrol comm from his belt. The device hummed, alien glyphs flickering. His translator bead itched in his ear. Give me access. I broadcast now. Rayla's claws flexed. You, small thing tech? Watch. He jammed the bead against the comms port. It synced with a chime. Evan keyed his distress ping. Standard human frequency, looping his ship's ID and coordinates. The signal burst out, punching through the patrol net. Sivri tilted her head, frills quivering. What does it say? Help coming. Human help.
He pocketed the comm.
Pings outside shifted, frantic now. Rayla hauled him up by his harness.
Ridge. Mirror beacon.
Direct it. She vaulted the debris, Sivri bounding behind. Evan clung to her armor as she crested the ridge. Wind whipped dust across shattered spires. Orbit hung black above, stars mocking. Rayla set him on a ledge. Flash them. Prove your drift talk. Evan pulled his multi-tool, flipped the mirror plate, aligned it with his wrist comp's laser sight. He pulsed flashes, SOS in Morse. Tight beam to where his ship's transponder last blinked. 3 long, 3 short. 3 long. Repeat. Sivri leaned close, eyes wide. Light speaks, like clan fire signs. Beta. He adjusted for drift. A faint sparkle answered from orbit. Relay bounce. Rayla scanned the horizon. Scouts crested a dune, lances glowing. They see. Run! She scooped Evan again, leaping down. Sivri slashed a pursuer's probe midair. They plunged into a crevasse, claws scraping walls. Evan fired back, disabling a drone with a precise shot. It sparked and dropped. Deeper in. They wedged into a hollow. Rayla blocked the entrance with a slab. Silence pressed. Sivri's fingers probed Evan's ribs. Gentle. Despite her size. Bruise forming. Hold still. He winced but nodded. I'm good. That ping bought time. She paused, nuzzling his arm. Her breath carried salt and ozone. I kept you fresh. In the pouch. Feared losing first friendly off-worlder. Evan met her gaze. Golden slits dilated. Friendly? After I was snack-sized?
Instinct said prey.
Action said more. She traced his jaw with a claw tip. You fixed my wound, Gel. Shared heat. No clan does that for pests. Ryla grunted from the slab. Soft words later. Extraction? Evan checked his comp. Orbit sparkled again. Stronger. Ships inbound. Negotiations start soon. Pings outside morphed to hails. Rayla's clan beacon crackled louder.
Allies close.
Rivals too. He traced a weak point on his dust map. A thermal vent, narrow. There. We collapse it behind. By ours. Rayla nodded. Lead. They moved. Evan rigged charges from scavenged patrol cells. Sivri hauled stone plugs. Rayla smashed supports. Boom echoed. Vent sealed in rubble. Ours blurred. Comms lit up. Human voice first. Captain Hale. Cade. Signal weak. Hostiles? Evan keyed back. Affirm. 2 locals. Non-hostile. Extract all. Or none. Hale paused. Protocol says human only. Change it. Evan glanced at Rayla and Sivri. They flanked him. Tails entwined. They saved me. I stay till resolved. Rayla's claw brushed his shoulder. You choose us? Chose when I fired for you. He took her offered hand. Massive, warm, squeezed. Sivri purred low. Clan bond? Alien hails overlapped. Rayla's kin. Hunter guard report. Prey secured? Rayla snarled into her beacon. Prey is ally. Small thing commands respect. Hold ridge. Rivals buzzed closer. Drones whirred overhead. Evan's comp beeped. Hail. Shuttle ETA 20. But locals inbound. Dozens. Your call, Cade. Rayla tensed. Leave. We fight clans. Sivri gripped his other arm. Or stay. Teach us your lights. Evan scanned the sky. Shuttle contrail scarred the black. Rival lances glowed on the dune. His ping had answered. Rescue here. But Rayla's hand tightened. Sivri's frills flared hopeful. Trust bridged the gap. His competence. Their protection. Sparks in cracks. He pulled them low. Shuttle evades drones. I rig a decoy burst here. You flash clan signs there. We merge mid-fight. Rayla's eyes gleamed. Together. Drones dove. Evan primed the burst. Choice locked. Not leaving, but pulling them through. Shuttle engines roared distant. Rivals charged. Rayla roared challenge. Sivri bared claws. Evan fired first. Sparks flew. Their spark cracked wider. Comms exploded. Hail. Cade. Visuals on giants. Abort? No. Evan grinned. Hand in Rayla's grip. Extracting crew. Rivals swarmed. Shuttle dove. Bigger decision loomed. Who flew out? Who stayed bonded? Claws met lasers. Trust tested final.